Shouldn't financial advice focus on you, your goals, challenges, dreams for the future? At Modern Woodman, our goal is to help you plan for your financial security. Our representatives are people you can trust to help bring your dreams to life. Modern Woodman can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement.
Contact your local representative, Ed Aurthor, today at 989-834-3300.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
This podcast contains some strong language and some stories involving violence. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to Warfighters United. Today's sponsor is Modern Woodman Fraternal Financial, and we're going to explore what it really means to build and secure a future, not just for ourselves, but for our communities. Our guest, Ed Aurthor, is from Modern Woodman of America, a unique organization built on the idea of pioneers for life, clearing away financial burdens so families can thrive. We'll dive into how Modern Woodman's approach to financial services is powered by giving back and what that means to your family. Welcome to Warfighters United, Ed.
Thanks for having me.
So the word Modern Woodman is pretty unique. What's the story behind the name, and what does it mean for the context of the organization?
Well, back in 1883 when we were founded, our founder wanted to clear away the financial future, the financial forest, should I say, of the widows and children left behind, because back then the timbermen were a big deal, and he took on the symbolism that he always wanted this to be ever-changing, and took on the symbolism of the woodman, so it's called Modern Woodman, and added of America for his patriotism.
And so Modern Woodman is a fraternal benefit society. For our listeners who may not be familiar with this structure, can you explain what that means and how it differs from traditional insurance or financial services companies?
Yes, we're simply a not-for-profit society. If we turn a corporate profit, we have to give it back to our members. So with that, we've come up with better rates than everyone else, lower cost, and as we continue to have profitable years, we have to figure out how to give it back. So we give it back in our local communities. Last year, we gave back over $18 million, and here in Michigan was about $1.8 million of the $18 million. So I love the fact that we're putting it right in our own backyards.
Wow, $1.8 million to Michigan veterans, and did you say $18 million?
$18 million across the country for our members and their families, and $1.8 million right here in Michigan.
Wow, that's phenomenal. And so since Modern Woodman is a not-for-profit, what are the advantages for its members? I mean, what makes them different from, let's say, Charles Schwab? Well,
a Charles Schwab is going to traditionally have shareholders, stockholders, and they're worried about those bottom lines. We're looking at it, if I could say, more of like a credit union to a bank. So we're here for our members. We're owned and operated by our members, acting for our members. It costs nothing to become a member. So if you plan some of your retirement or some of your life insurance with us, you're automatically a member. And as we do well, then we come up with dividends and extra things to give back. And part of it is giving back in the community. It's not just lunches or dinners. It's what can we do to create some memories.
Of course. And, Modern Woodman puts its fraternal spirit into practice on every local level. Can you share some examples of what the community events or projects that you've done in the past?
We do Polar Express every fall. We're currently doing our biggest fundraiser of the year, and it's not even for us. It's for local veterans and their families. So we're raising money, giving away a brand new pickup truck this year, and with the extra proceeds going to the local veterans, this is the fourth year running. We'll top over $100,000 that we've given back just for local veterans in the area.
I tell you what, I've been working with you for a couple years on these, and what you guys do has done a great deal, not only for our veterans, but for the veterans of foreign wars as well. At least in my club, it helped us get a new fryer, helped us get a new oven, a lot of different things, and that helps us help the community, which is a huge, important piece of Modern Woodman. Now, when we talk about veteran-focused programs or initiatives, what does Modern Woodman do?
Repeat that question.
What are some veteran-focused programs or initiatives that Modern Woodman does?
Well, every year we have different things that we do, but here locally, this is the biggest one. But we'll have different initiative each year across the country as to a different focus. Are we doing it for the local pets? Are we doing it for the veterans? Are we doing it for homeless shelters? So it's not just veterans, but it's for all walks across the country. If they're a member, we want to help out.
And so when I walk into the office over there on Saginaw, your office, and I look over on the right side of the wall, there's all these letters or cards or stuff. Where does that come from?
Those come from our members, people just saying thank you. And it's, appreciative when they say thank you. We're doing it to help them, but the thank yous are nice. And
so Modern Woodman's Financial Relief Fund specifically helps veterans who are experiencing financial hardships. Can you tell me anything about that?
Well, when it comes to our hardship fund, that's also going to be people who are affected by catastrophes. Last year, we made available $500 million, $500,000 available to the families that were affected by the natural disasters down in Tennessee, the California fire. So we tried to make money available, and we made over $500,000 available.
Wow. And so that gets distributed down there for anything that they may need?
That's correct.
And so Modern Woodman is in every state across the United States.
Almost every state.
Almost every state?
Yes.
So about how many locations do you think there are in the United States?
As far as advisors, there's about 1,000 across the country.
1,000? And how many does Michigan have? You guys have offices all over the state, right?
There's about 25 offices here in Michigan.
25 offices that accounted for $1.8 million that was given back to our communities in our state.
That's correct.
Wow. That's pretty awesome. And so what kind of help do you provide for the transition to civilian financial life? So, like, say you're a veteran out there and you want to become a Modern Woodman advisor, or, what kind of job opportunities are there for veterans that want to transition and get out of the military and do something in the financial sector?
I would say the opportunity is second to none. They just need to reach out to us. If they reach out to me at the Lansing office and they want to sit down, I can't promise them a career, but I can get them an interview, and that's step one. We have our due diligence going through, but we love the veterans that have come to us. You guys have a work ethic second to none. You have the ethics. Couldn't be a better fit for us.
And so if they wanted to apply, they just go to modernwoodman.org, or
they can do that, or they can contact one of us locally, and we can get them on the schedule for an interview.
And so let's talk about what we've done in the past here. So right now we're doing your annual it's called Trucking for Troops. So it's a 2026 4x4 extended cab, and I know you've made some provisions to it. Tell us about that.
It's a beautiful crew cab. It's on display currently at Shaheen Chevrolet. It's got a bed liner, running boards. We've put heated leather seats in it. We put an American flag on the back glass, an American flag on the tailgate. And then there's only 1,000 tickets available. So as we sell the tickets for $100 a piece, obviously the proceeds are going to go to the local veterans. So if you feel lucky, please get a ticket. If you don't feel so lucky, help a veteran. It's only $100. But your odds of winning are 1 in 1,000, because when those 1,000 tickets are sold out, we're planning on being sold out right around Halloween this year. We don't print any more. When we're done, we're done.
Yeah, 1,000 tickets. So you buy a ticket, that's 1 out of 1,000. That's better than any Powerball ticket, any Mega Millions ticket.
Yeah, because those are hundreds of millions of people. So husband and wife, your odds of winning are 1 in 500. It's crazy.
Yeah, I tell you, last year you guys did the Vet for Vets, and you gave away a pontoon, and it was like 1,500 tickets, I believe, that we were selling last year. And a lot of veterans benefited from that. And so you said this is your fourth. was your first two was a Corvette as well?
Yes, so we've done 3 Corvettes in a row, but we've heard from a lot of people that maybe a truck is more practical. Half households have a pickup truck, and they wanted to see a truck versus putting out a Corvette that not everybody fits into.
And so who helps you with that truck? Is it Shaheen Chevrolet? They're
Shaheen Chevrolet helps us out. They've done a phenomenal job. They've been a great partner for those 4 years, and we want to keep that local. So we pick a good local dealer.
And so you also have, through Modern Woodman, you also have what's called a matching foundation or a matching deal. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Because I know that you've probably helped out numerous people over the last 20, 30 years with especially the match. But what does that do, and what opportunity was that give?
So there might be 40, 50, 60 chapters across Michigan, and each chapter is essentially a town. Okay, so if we take Lansing, Michigan, there's a lot of people here, and they allow us to go out and do a fundraiser. We can't write a donation because we're a 501c8, not for profit, but somebody's having a good cause for the school, for the food pantry, they need a new freezer, something where we can go out there and help them do the fundraiser, and then we toss in a check for if they've made over $2,500 net profit, we match it with another $2,500. So it really makes it worth their time. But I can't tell you the numerous ones I've done. I've actually been part of over 100 matching funds, giving back just myself in the last decade, from giving it back for a lot of them with the schools, with the food pantries, for some of the shelters, the different things that people really need, and veterans.
And so when we talk about helping veterans, what made you decide to do all of this for veterans or just for the community? Like, what was the reasoning behind it?
We just want to say thank you. Thank you for those that have served. Thank you for their service. Couldn't think of a better cause. So it's not just giving back to the local kids and the families. Veterans are such an important part, and we just wanted to say thank you.
Hello, I'm Eric Calley from the Warfighters United podcast, and Modern Woodman Fraternal Financial is hosting the 4th annual Trucking for Troops Veteran Raffle to benefit local veterans. The raffle's grand prize will be a brand new 2026 Chevrolet Silverado Crew Cab 4x4. Raffle tickets are $100 each. The drawing will take place on November 10th at 2 p.m. All proceeds from the raffle tickets will go towards supporting veterans. All tickets can be purchased at Modern Woodman, Shaheen Chevrolet, or the VFW Post 2406 in Charlotte. I tell you, it's definitely some good work that you guys are doing. And like I said, I've had the opportunity to be involved for the last 2 years. And, I see firsthand the difference that you guys are making. Even for our non-veterans, maybe you just could share some stories about how Modern Woodman's helped throughout the years, just with how does it work? So they give you finances, and then you take that finances, and how are you guys able to make money on that kind of stuff?
Well, it's not making money on it. It's just we need to give it back so we don't lose our tax status. And like today, we had almost 100 members show up to our Lansing office giving away mums for the holidays today. Great big huge mums. All they had to do was come in, write down their name, who was here, and please take home a mum. I've done it for pumpkins. We do all types of different things throughout the year, and it just couldn't be better to just give it back with no strings attached.
Wow, that's God's work there. and so, is there anything that I'm missing, Ed, about Modern Woodman that we would like to get out there?
Well, just keep in mind we're in our 143rd year. So if you're looking for life insurance, you're not going to find a better servicing company ever. Prices are phenomenal. If they're looking to do in retirement, we have our own proprietary products. We have our own brokerage, so we're licensed to do just about anybody you can possibly think of. So we handle a lot of 401ks, IRAs, the 403bs. That's what we're here for, because we can clear that financial future for everybody moving forward. We have a distinct advantage because with our own proprietary products, there's no cost, there's no fees. It really works out well.
So essentially, you're cutting out the middleman.
Yes.
By doing it all on your own. and having everything. So say a veteran comes with a 401k, right? And he's just getting out of the military. He's done 20-some plus years, and he comes to, Modern Woodman. What would the recommendation of how does that all play into a part?
Well, we sit down, we have a little introduction to each other, and we find out a little bit more about each other, to see if what we offer would benefit them. And then it's really, what is their risk tolerance? What do they like? I mean, they might like Fidelity or American Funds or Voya or Wells Fargo. You know what? We're licensed to handle all of that, So we can handle all that. Then we have our own proprietary products. Some veterans have been exposed to certain chemicals. They may not even be able to get life insurance, and we actually offer some investments that would provide life insurance benefits for them as well without them having to buy life insurance with no medical. It's crazy.
So it's kind of like if you're an Agent Orange, a guy that served in Vietnam, and you got Agent Orange, and probably not a lot of places would cover you because they know that that's a for sure death sentence. That's kind of what you're talking about. That it's a little gray area around the way that you guys can provide some funding.
That's exactly right. They need to come talk to us to help plan their retirement.
Wow, now that's pretty cool. And when you talk about that middle aspect, I forgot what you just called it. Proprietary resources or
our own proprietary product.
Yeah. So what is a proprietary product for somebody like me who doesn't know what would that be?
Well, we have our own annuities that we back. In the last year, we've been having interest rates 5%. Well, when was the last time your bank or somebody offered you 5% on a short-term annuity? So a bank would call it a CD. I'm going to call it an annuity, but it's truly going to grow compounding interest because you're not paying taxes on the way, and we're offering really good rates. I would say it's pretty simple to say a lot of these products would be could easily replace a bond in a bond portfolio because these are going to be AAA rated and triple C as far as the returns. These are very, very competitive.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds really good. I'm not one to know much about the financial services, but that's why kind of we're doing this podcast, is to not only learn more about financial services, but I mean, if people are out there and they wanted to learn more about Modern Woodman's mission, how can they find their local chapter and where do they look?
Just look online. You can Google up what's the closest rep to you, or you can go on to modernwoodman.org and put down find an agent. Here in the Lansing office where I'm at, there's currently about 10 of us, but we have offices in Old Town, Mason, Mount Pleasant, over by Saginaw, just to name a few, and several over in Grand Rapids area or Kalamazoo. So they can put in their zip code and they can say, find an agent near me. But we would love to handle it right in Lansing because our responsibility is the state of Michigan. So come visit us at 6114 Worthmore Avenue in Lansing. See myself, Ed Aurthor, or one of us there at the office.
And so you guys do stuff with scholarships too. Can you tell me about the Do Good Grant?
The Do Good Grant is quite simply you become a member at Modern Woodman, and we have a lot of Do Good Grants. So you're going to go on to your online portal now that you're a member, and you're going to request a Do Good Grant. We're going to send you a $200 Visa card for you to go do a service project of your own free will, whatever you'd like to do in your neighborhood. So it's kind of crazy. Maybe you opened up an annuity with $50 or $100, and then we send you a check, a Visa card for $200 to go give back in your own community. Please tell me anybody else is doing something like that.
Well, and just on that note, think about all these baseball teams, football teams, soccer teams that are in schools, right?
100%.
Say you have a group of 10, 15 parents that want to do something for their, for their football program, for their baseball program, for their soccer program, or for any kind of program. And say these 10, 15 parents buy maybe life insurance for one of their kids. That gets them into being able to do the Do Good Grant. So say they, pay $100 a year. And so is that a yearly grant, or is that just a once-in-a-lifetime grant?
No, that's one per household per year.
One per household per year. So if you're on that school board, or you're on that football team board or soccer board or any of the sports boards, and you get a group of 10 to 15 parents that sign up and get, say, $50, $100 insurance on one of their kids, then they send you $200, and those 15 parents put it all together. You just got $2,000, $3,000 to help out with that school funding project.
Well, that's true, but they should probably, if they're looking for bigger money, come see us about one of our matching funds. I can't tell you how many times, I'll just pick on Perry school districts, between wrestling mats, redoing the baseball field, helping redo the scoreboard, or redoing the announcing booths. We do so much, done the same thing for Morris. Hell, they didn't even have a track or a football field that you could speak of, and then all of a sudden they put it in, and then all of a sudden they're the state champ for 8-man team. So what we're doing in the communities really matter.
Well, I tell you what, I don't see too many companies or not-for-profits that are doing something like Modern Woodman Fraternal Financial, especially what you guys do here in Lansing, because I know that there's a lot of other places that you guys have helped out. These are just some of the examples. And so I want to thank you for coming on Warfighters United.
You mentioned earlier about the scholarships, so if somebody has part of their retirement or insurance with us, their children and their grandchildren, if they were a member as well, those children are eligible for college scholarships. This past year, we gave back almost $600,000 in college scholarships. We're slated to be at a minimum of $575,000 this year. So when you're giving back almost $600,000 college scholarships, but it's only eligible for our members' children and grandchildren that are with us, what a nice reason to have the whole family with us.
So explain a little bit more on that. So you're a part of Modern Woodman, and your kids are a part of it. So how does the whole scholarship play out? What do they apply, or how does that go?
So maybe when their daughter was 5 or 10 or 14 and became a member of Modern Woodman as well. Now, when they get to where they're a senior, they apply, they send in their grade transcripts and fill out a short little survey, a little essay, and they submit it. Now, yes, we're going to give out scholarships to the children that are really good in school, but you're also going to have children that aren't so good in school, but they belong to the Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, Keith clubs. They're volunteering, on a Sunday every so often at a church or at a hospital. So they're doing things in the community. Well, maybe they're only a B student or maybe a C+ student, but they've done a lot out there. Well, now they filled out this essay, and we go, you know what? This person maybe didn't qualify grade-wise with a maybe a 2.5, 2.8. Now we put their name because they're doing things in the community in a tumbler, and all of a sudden we're drawing out scholarships for them because they're community-minded, and we want people that think in the bigger picture. So these young kids that are getting involved in the community, which everybody should, we're teaching them good things, and now we're also giving them money. And that scholarship not only can be used for a 4-year school, it could be a 2-year school or some type of trade.
Wow, so it's not only just those schools, it's also trade schools included.
Exactly.
Ah. So is there anything that I'm missing here, Ed?
The only thing you're missing is to have more people come in and become members. The more members there are, the more money they give us to give away. So let's keep the train rolling.
You heard it here from Ed. The more people that come in and get accounts, the more people that they can help in the community. So if you're involved in community support, you should be a part of Modern Woodman Fraternal Financial, correct?
That's correct.
All right. Well, thank you guys for listening to Warfighters United. My name's Eric Calley. And if you want to learn more about Warfighters United, you can go to warfightersunited.com, or you can find us on Facebook at Warfighters United Podcast. And if you're having any questions, you can always email me at warfightersunitedpodcast@gmail.com. Well, thanks, Ed, for coming on Warfighters, and we'll talk to you all next week.
To speak with Eric Calley and Warfighters United, you can email him at eric@warfightersunited.com or call 517-699-0111.